Hello lovelies, I'm Christina and today I'm giving you my June wrap-up. So for the month of June I read 4 novels and 1 graphic novel. Let's get into it. The first one I read is one that was sent to me by the author and I've been super excited to get to this one, and I know a lot of you have been excited to hear about it as well. And that is Dotan Domination by Clark Casey. I've read the back for you once before, but I'm gonna do it again because it's just so good. It says, "Welcome to Damnation, where every living soul is as dead as a doornail, except one. Buddy Baker is a dead man, literally. After gunning down more men than Billy the Kid and being hung by a rope necktie for his crimes, the jolly, fast-drawing fugitive reckoned he'd earned himself a non-stop ticket to hell. Instead, he finds himself in Damnation, a gunslinging ghost town located somewhere between heaven and hell. There are no laws in Damnation, only 2 simple rules. If you get shot, you go directly to hell. If you stay alive without shooting anyone for 1 year, you just might get into heaven. Hardened outlaws pass the time in the saloon playing poker and wagering on who will get sent to hell next, while trying not to anger the town's reclusive vampire or the quarrelsome werewolves. Buddy winds up in everyone's crosshairs after swearing to protect a pretty gal who arrives in Damnation pregnant. Her child might end up a warm-blooded meal for the supernatural residents, or it could be a demon spawn on a mission to destroy them all." How can that not just capture you and make you want to read it? And as I mentioned in, I don't remember if it was a haul or if it was a TBR video that I did, but I did mention that I was so curious how they can squeeze all of that into this tiny little book. But he did. Clark Casey, you are a freaking genius. I love this. It's just packed with everything that it sounds like it's going to be packed with. And I can't wait to continue on with this series. I ended up giving this 5 stars. And once again, I really want to say thank you to Clark Casey for sending me this novel. You're brilliant. Thank you. Next up is a graphic novel, and that is I Hate Fairyland, Volume 3, Good Girl. This is a story about Gertrude. I'm not going to say exactly what this one is about because I don't want to ruin it for you guys. I don't want to spoil anything. If you haven't read I Hate Fairyland yet, I highly suggest that you do so. This is just an amazing graphic novel by Skottie Young. His illustrations are so vivid, so colorful, and they're so grotesque. It's a story about Gertrude who ends up in Fairyland and gets stuck there. And she doesn't, well, her body doesn't grow into an adult's body, but her mind certainly gets grotesque and evil and adult-like. So this is just a whole lot of fun. I didn't love the 3rd volume as much as the 1st and the 2nd one, but I still really enjoyed it, and I ended up giving that 3.5 stars. Next up is a book that I have a full review and a giveaway of that is up now. I will link to that so you can go check that out if you want to. And that is The Outsider by Stephen King. This is King's newest release. This is a story about a murder of a little boy in a town where the Little League coach has been witnessed with this child right before he is murdered in the most grotesque way. But this Little League coach, he's also got an alibi, so it seems like this guy has been 2 places at the same time, which shouldn't really be possible, or should it? So I really love this. Like I said, I have a full review, go check it out. You know, I wasn't super impressed by Sleeping Beauty, so I was very highly anticipating this release. I didn't know that a lot of characters from the Bill Hodges trilogy was going to show up in this one, so that was a really pleasant surprise for me, and I really enjoyed seeing those characters, and I really enjoyed this story. It was super good, and I ended up giving it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Next up is a non-fiction book. It's one that I bought at the airport when I was headed to Bucharest, I think it was, and that is I Heart Me, The Science of Self-Love by David R. Hamilton, PhD. This is just, well, it's a self-help book. Let's not call it anything else, but it's a really good introduction to self-love for me that is very highly focused on self-love, and I would say that I've gotten to learn quite a bit about it through experience and reading a lot about it in general. This didn't really give me any new input. It had some good exercises and I think it does have some really great input for someone that is searching for self-love and is kind of new to the practice. Then I would definitely recommend a book like this. For me, it wasn't that extraordinary, but I still really value the message that this one has, and I think it's really important. I ended up giving it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, but still I would highly recommend it if you want to explore self-love more and you feel like you could need a bit of a push. And the last book that I read is a short and sweet book. I won't say too much about it because it will be featured in my next Exploring Erotica episode, which will be up next week, so look out for that one. But this one was sent to me by the author, and that is His by K.M. Keeton. I know, how cute is this book? And she signed it too. Thank you, K.M. Keeton. I love it so much. Like I said, I won't go really into detail about this, but it is a story about Lana, who is stuck in a marriage that has just ended up being in a rut, and she then meets Donovan and they end up on a really interesting sexual adventure together that ends up somewhere she didn't expect it to end up. This was a breath of fresh air. You know how I like to explore erotica and try to find good erotica. This one, just short, sweet, to the point, and very, very sexy and steaming hot. So, love this one. Ended up giving 5 stars. So, there you have it, guys. Those are the books that I got through in the month of June. Links to all of the books will be down in the description below, so you can go check them out and get yourself a copy if you want to. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys are reading right now. I always love to hear it and add it to my never-ending TBR list. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video soon. Goodbye!